told my men they wouldn't be able to kill you if they tried. Glad I was right.
Y'all, let me just say, congratulations. I was there on Monday night at the premiere and y'all like brought it from the jump. I was like, this is like sit down, go to the theater and kick butt. And so, Simu, I have to talk to you at the premiere on Monday. It's sort of like, I loved your tweet. Like, you shouting out like, hey, Marvel, can we make this happen? And then like on Monday, it sort of does. But how was that journey with Kevin Feige? Because I know you found out like right before Comic-Con that you got the role. So talk about it.
I mean, that whole narrative kind of encapsulates the whole how it started, how it's going.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's no crazier kind of two things that you can put next to each other. But yeah, no, I remember auditioning for the part in June of 2019. And of course, I tweeted Marvel 6 months prior. It's just kind of like, I didn't think that I was going to get the role. Like, it's just, it's like, do you want to win the lottery? And I'm like, sure. Yeah. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Like $1 million. Why not? But when I actually got the chance to audition, I mean, I was obviously very nervous because I knew how, not only was I a huge fan of comic books, but I knew, just what, a property like this meant for the culture. And I got the call from Kevin because, he likes to be the one to break the news, and who knows how many lives he's just totally changed by doing that.
Yeah.
But he called me on a Tuesday evening. I was in my underwear wearing shrimp crackers. I don't know why I looked at you as I was saying that. I was,
wearing shrimp crackers? You were
wearing shrimp crackers and eating underwear.
What do you like?
And I got a call from Burbank, California. And I'm like, oh my, it's like unknown number. It's very mysterious. So I kind of knew. And so Kevin was like, hi, it's Kevin Feige from Marvel Studios. I'm here to offer you the role of Shang-Chi. And you're going to go to San Diego in 4 days and go out in front of, 8,000 screaming fans at Comic-Con. And you're just going to say hi. And also you can't tell anyone. He was like, very important. Like, don't tell anyone. Don't tell your parents. Don't tell anyone in your life. Don't tell your friends. And I was like, sure. No, I won't let you down. Like, I'm going to just tight lip. Absolutely. And then he hung up, and then I immediately called my best friend. Because
I was just gonna say, like, you have to call
keep
somebody
like that.
And then
at least I can.
Yeah, I would never be in a Marvel movie. They would kick me out after 10 minutes. Like, let me tell you what happened. Awkwafina, I'm so glad that some of you mentioned this because there's been this great sort of resurgence, I would say, in Asian representation on screen. And girl, you've been a part of a lot of them. I mean, between Crazy Rich Asians, The Farewell, it was so great seeing John at the premiere as well. But I have to feel like every cast brings something different and every film brings something different. What is it about this particular property? Because I feel like when you get into the superhero realm, and even with Raya, like with the animation, this just brings something else to it. So what do you feel it is?
I mean, I don't think I've seen anything quite like this. And yeah, I've been a part of some like really amazing, I've had the honor of being a part of them, Crazy Rich Asians being the first. And I what I've noticed throughout the years is that representation is ever evolving, and within it is very diverse. The representation can spill into any kind of genre, which is like this specific movie, I think will have a lasting impression on, what it means to be Asian American today, to have a superhero that has Simu's face is like very important. And yeah, it's ever evolving.
Yeah. And even from the little touches that like Destin did, from like Kung Fu Hustle and Warriors on the Wall to like the incredible fight sequences. And Florian, I'm bringing it to you, sir. You and Simu have the bus, boy, that whole sequence I think is just crazy. And I think I just have to ask you, what was it like preparing for that? And I'll come back to you, Simu. Like,
sure, that's
gotta be just nuts. It was so much fun to watch, but I imagine it was painful to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, scenes like that are always tough to shoot, but I think to me and to Simu, it comes very naturally because also Simu has a martial arts background. I'm coming from boxing, and we try to create something that people have never seen before. And we both had the same mindset. And I think you can see that on screen. I think we delivered big time. Also, I have to admit, like, we spent like 3 weeks in that bus, and that bus is so tight, and I'm a big guy. It was not easy for me to move. I mean, Simu moves like a ninja, but it was not easy. It was not easy for me to move in that bus, but we made it happen. Every time I'm watching it, that specific scene, I'm very proud of it. And I think Simu is as well.
Yeah.
We hit like our head, shoulders, shins, knees. We pretty much scraped on every possible just like square inch of that bus that stuck out. Cause you know, you think of every seat, every handrail, like that all just like lessened the amount of space that we had to actually move around. And like Florian mentioned, he's pretty like he's swole. Dude is swole.
I follow him on Instagram. I know.
Yeah. I need to put on a shirt once in a while, but I mean, the dude, maybe not, because he's old. And you know, when he's like he literally standing up tall, like how far was your head from the top of the bus? I feel like it was like you were clearing it by like this much.
I mean, since we always were jumping and moving, I hit it a couple of times. There was no space at all.
Yeah. It really was. I mean, it wasn't easy. And not only that, he's dealing with like an entire green screen like weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. And I'm appreciating you, Awkwafina, up at the front being like, y'all have fun. I'm gonna be up here doing indie.
No, I was like, oh, another day at work again. I have my fanny pack, put my phone in there and zip it up. And then call action. He's like, and then Tessie would have to kind of be like, you do not drive. You absolutely drive a bus like this. Like, I put my hips in it.
Hey, the bus goes though. It goes.
It does.
Meng'er, your character, I do have to say, she really, I think, personifies what's great about the MCU, which is that, and I don't want to spoil anything, there's so many stories we can explore. And like, I feel like there's, with her, I'm just like, I just want to know about what she was doing, like for parts that were not part of like Shang-Chi, like what was she have going on? And would you want to see that though, maybe in a Disney Plus expanded universe? Like, what would you like to see your character do maybe on the small screen if they expanded her story?
I don't know. I'm so new to this and I want to try everything. And
you're like,
yeah, I'm really excited for whatever in front of it, like next for her.
I'll tell you what you want.
Yeah.
You want a ride at Disneyland.
Yes,
You would love a ride at Disneyland.
Yes.
The Xiaoling ride. What would it be?
What?
What would it be? The
Xiaoling
Xiaoling ride.
I feel like you love this for Meng'er. Like, you know what you want?
She having been with Meng'er to Disneyland like
Meng'er's
4
like, really, I'll take
times
anything.
now.
I just like, I'm just grateful to be here. Yeah. You want to ride.
You want to ride.
Well, you had a ride already, because I will say the person that you spent a lot of the time with, and I think all of y'all too, was Ronnie. And I just feel like anytime he's around, it was probably hysterical. Can you talk about working with him? Because how did you keep a straight face? Because the minute he came on screen, I was just like, all right, we're in for it. We're going to giggle.
Yeah, I love working with him because he's so funny. And I just love watching all of them roasting each other constantly, like on set and just, you know.
Yeah.
And he's great. I love the announcement he made for my character.
Yes.
And he's very he came to me, and every time he asked me, so tell me how to pronounce your character's name correct, because I want to make it like correct and clear.
Oh,
I love it.
I love that attention to detail too.
Yes.
I also, what's great about this is this supporting cast on top of you guys. There's just so many incredible names and faces. Someone we can't mention, but I'm just saying the cast is so great with this one. But we can't go anywhere without talking about Tony and just like the legacy he brings with that. So I'll just start with maybe you, Awkwafina, and have everybody talk about working with him.
Sing Tony's praises.
Yeah, because I mean, he's done it all.
He's
right?
very legend. I mean, if you're a fan of Tony Leung, it's like working with him is just like a really incredible treat, because and if you didn't know who Tony Leung was, it's still a treat, because you're just like, God, he's such a powerful actor. Like, where have I seen him from? And this role, I think specifically, like there's certain parts of it where it's like, if it wasn't Tony, it would be a completely different performance. And he's such a powerful actor, like just to the core. Yeah.
Coming to y'all, but I want to ask Florian, because if you told me to do anything, I'd be like, yes, sir. But like, that's like mostly what your character was just like whatever he had to tell you to do. And so I would just be like geeking out, being like, okay, I got to keep a straight face, but that's Tony Leung.
Yeah, well, like Awkwafina said, Tony is a legend. And, you know, I remember that one dinner scene when he was giving his speech and his son just came back to the compound. And I always remember, you know, watching him, I was totally mesmerized by the way he was doing that scene and how he was delivering the lines. And that already shows you how much of a legend he is. And by the way, he's a legend on the glass as well. He's a very good drinker. I'm telling you that. He probably He is a good drinker, and I appreciate my boss being on my side drinking with me. So shout out to Tony Leung.
I mean, especially if he was going shot to shot for you, just the like chemistry of that. Like, you're a bigger dude, you can drink a little bit more and get over on him. I appreciate that. That is
Tony is a beast. Trust me on that.
I like that.
I'm so happy that he went there. That's so great.
And then for you guys, like, it's different, I would imagine, the paternal aspect and how much he wanted to talk about, you know, how he relates to your character, his character playing the dad, because I feel like whenever somebody is playing your dad on screen, it just adds another level. And then having it be somebody who you would, of course, be like, hey, what was it like shooting this? And really want to talk to about, you know, the other projects that he did. So Simu, I'll start with you. And then if you guys can follow up. Yeah. What's it like having that as your dad?
I mean, it's pretty, yeah, you talk about casting a large shadow. I mean, I had been such a massive fan of Tony, first of all, from Infernal Affairs, which was probably the first project that I saw him in, and then just totally, you know, like Florian said, just absolutely mesmerizing performer. And I watched him and he was phenomenal in Hero, one of my favorite movies, and his character and what he, you know, what he does in that movie. There's this one particular scene that's so beautiful that takes place in the water. He's just so incredibly expressive. He's able to say so much while sometimes not ever opening his mouth, you know? And so, yeah, that's kind of what I knew I was gonna kind of be going up against when I would be shooting the movie. And then, you know, you form all these kind of assumptions and expectations in your mind over what somebody of that stature would be like, you know, and oftentimes people are inaccessible or they're far away, they're very, you know, but Tony, you know, from day one, just greeted all of us with such a warm smile and like a very, such a humble and, you know, paternal kind of demeanor. It really did feel like he was looking out for us, and he was just so gentle and kind. So we got into that dynamic pretty easily. And what can I say other than he's the GOAT? Yeah, he's the GOAT.
And then I would imagine, you know, this is very early on in your career. Like, when did you know he was going to be a part of it? And did you have like that like freak out moment?
Tony Leung?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I feel very lucky because he never played anyone's dad on screen, right?
Yeah,
so we are,
we
are his very
Fun
first,
fact.
like, yes. And so we really, for me, I didn't really had to anything. I just be there and I just follow him. Just like he just drew is everything just amazing. And I could watch his performance under a microscope, every details, and such small things he does just make huge impact for the character. And I mean, his work ethic is amazing. He never went back to his trailer. He never asked for anything, and he just quiet, sat and watch and always prepared.
Always ready.
Always ready. That's
so
cool. I
cool.
learned so much.
It's a testament, because when you see what he does on screen, and I'm not just talking about the action stuff, there's some really emotional things that happen in this. And he's just obviously the perfect person to pull all of that off. And I love that a lot of folks are going to get introduced to him from this film because, you know, maybe they don't know about him and he can join this sort of like MCU family. But your character runs an underground fighting ring. And I know that I would definitely pick anything that Tony was going to do to like go up against another MCU character. I don't care if it's Thor. I just want to see that. But I'm going to ask all of you really quickly, if there's anyone from the MCU you'd want to see like go head to head in like that underground fighting ring, because we get to see Wong fight some pretty incredible stuff when he gets introduced. But Awkwafina, I'll start with you. Who would you want to see go toe to toe in like an underground fight from the MCU characters?
I guess Meng'er and Groot.
Whoa!
Let's go.
I actually really like that. I really like
But
that.
it would be cool if like it was like if then you know like it wasn't you didn't kill each other.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't know if he talks shit about me in the fight because he only said I am Groot. So
you would need Rocket on the side doing like the announcement, right? Like to translate.
Rocket would have to be outside. He'd have to be outside where me and Ronnie and
let you fight.
Right. He couldn't be inside.
For sure.
Sumi, what about you?
I want to see Captain. Oh God, I'm blanking on the. I want to see Red Guardian versus Captain America just because he keeps talking about it.
Yeah.
You know, I watched Black Widow and it was a great movie, and you know he's talking about facing off against Captain America, and you're like, well, there's no way like on the timeline, there's no way you could have. It's
Yeah.
not physically possible. Like we know you're lying.
They would get the bigger stage though. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he could try and fight Sam Wilson's Captain America now, but I wouldn't put that bet out there either for Red Guardian either. Like it's not gonna work.
Is there room in the calendar for all these fights that
Put
we're
it in.
planning?
Yeah.
I want to make it happen.
The main, yeah.
Munger, what about you? Who do you want to see go toe to toe?
I would love to see Ant-Man, which is my favorite
Yeah.
hero,
Oh.
versus Hulk. The
That'd be
biggest and the smallest.
I like that.
That's tight.
I like that. All right, Florian, you've been in a lot of rings, so I saved you for last on this. I figure you've got a few, and you can't say Razor Fist. I know he could beat everybody, but you can't say Razor Fist.
Thank you. Well, my favorite matchup would be definitely the Hulk against Shang-Chi.
Oh.
Do you guys remember in the first Avenger when Hulk picked up Loki and was smashing him? I want to see Shang-Chi doing that to Hulk. So that's my pick. And I think the master of Kung Fu can totally pull that off.
My man.
That was like a
wow.
really, yeah.
Oh, I love
I
that.
mean,
Beautiful
those
answer.
rings, I could see it. All right. Well, as the internet starts to write all of that fight fan fiction, I'm gonna leave you guys with a lighter one. Some of y'all have action figures. Have you gotten to play with yourself yet? Like, have you gotten to play with your figure? I have your Funko Pop, but I haven't.
I play with myself every day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I play with myself.
Okay.
I got my interchangeable hands, my fully articulated joints. There's so much to play with. I'll do all these different poses.
Do you have like a toy shrine somewhere, or is it like what? Like, is it? Do you like open up your bedroom and is it, or like do you put them away in like shelves?
I mean, look, you haven't. You don't play with your action figure?
I haven't opened it.
Oh, man.
No, because I feel like that'll
She's
diminish
very-
the value for my
Collectible
my
trading.
grandchildren
No.
who will be like, I don't want to play with this. Like it's like we play with virtual reality swords because it'll be like the year, I don't know.
No.
But no, I keep mine in the box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Munger, what about you?
Yeah, I play with. I got my action figure from Simu. It was a present from him. So,
How
yeah.
are you guys playing with these dolls?
Oh, just,
you
I haven't touched any one of them.
I was
I
never.
leave them in the box.
My mom tried to tell me that about my Barbies too, and I was like, "Nah, I like to play with them."
Oh, you
And-
guys
Yeah.
are Barbies,
no,
though, for
Barbie.
as a
She would
kid.
buy the ones in the box because she was that woman. I don't know. But
Okay, now that's-
Florian, last one for you. Have you had some time with Razor Fist or gifted it? It sounds like gifting it's a good idea too.
Actually, my friends are huge Marvel fans and they're really into comic books and everything that is surrounded with comic books. And they bought it for me. And then I just gifted it to my dad. And probably you know,
Yeah.
like my relationship to my dad. Like my dad is my best friend. And, you know, obviously I gifted it to him. And it makes me happy to see, you know, that spark in his eyes when, you know, his son
Aw.
gets stuff like that and delivers
Boy,
and
parents are
pushes his
great.
goals. So I'm proud that now my action figure is just next to the TV at my parents' home. So that makes me great.
My son, you can't run from your past. Is this what you wanted?